All right, I am leaving the parking lot. We just had a 30-minute drive along this gravel road to get on in here. Today should be pretty easy as far as hiking goes. It's just this remnants of this road that's down by the river. And we'll see if we can get any trout or something for dinner. We'll be out for 3 days. Backpack and fishing. We'll go up on top of the ridge. After we finish with some of this, we're gonna experience 50-mile-an-hour gusts tonight into tomorrow morning with about an inch of rain. And then tomorrow evening into Thursday morning, we're supposed to get a couple inches of snow potentially, or at the very least an inch. Should pretty everything up for change the gray and brown winter views. Right down there, I don't know how well you can see it, but that's a beaver dam that well, it was sunny a couple of seconds ago, but here's my lunch spot. Just sitting on this rock, eating taco. So as you walk around along this road, it's kind of interesting. That side is normal Monongahela National Forest. That side is considered wilderness area. The road is considered not part of the wilderness area, and so people are allowed to ride their bikes along the road, which is not normally allowed in wilderness areas. Normally, wilderness area, you're not allowed to have drones, you're not allowed to have very limited access for cars. It's pretty much just foot travel and horses. But because this is not considered wilderness, even though the river over there is considered wilderness, people can ride their bicycles up and down this road. Although I will say with the caveat that they're not allowed to bring motors on their bikes. So no electric bikes, no gas bikes, which is very unfortunate for me. Oh, here's the first shelter. I think all the shelters along here are pretty new. And right down there is the river. There's bear hang up there, you can't see it that great, and a privy across the trail. The shelter is gorgeous. Like, look at how new this thing is. It's still like all fresh pine in here. There's like shelves over here and stuff. It's amazing. It's a stark contrast from the last shelter that I stayed at. Had a bunch of mice in it, Let's see here. Here's the hiker box in here. Looks like a cabin guest book. There's the empty. Pepper. Extra thick lighter. That's helpful. What's this? Paracord. Another one of these. Ketchup. And some. Oh man, that smells kind of bad. It's kind of like stinking up the whole thing. I don't really like mint, but that does not smell good. Alright, well. Oh, it looks like somebody left some little grilling sticks. I have to decide if I actually want to make a fire tonight or not. I'd love to catch a trout and then make a fire, but the conditions are not perfect for eating, so fire risk is like moderate today. There are some different warnings about once the wind starts whipping up tonight. Look at what I just rolled up on, just walking along here. Look at that. That's so pretty. and it's flowing into the river right here. Ooh. Wow, my zoom skills are unparalleled. You all should comment on how incredible they are. Really just, you know, drop a like and a follow for my impressiveness. Yep. That is really, man, maybe I should be going up that trail. That was a gorgeous little waterfall through there. I don't know, while it's warm today, I really want to stay down here. These icicles are just an omen of what's to come tomorrow. But yeah, this is just the river that I've been walking along. And I could go up on the top of the mountain and get away from this gravel forest road. The gravel forest road is blocked off to cars, so it's pretty much just people walking and bikes. But I kind of want to stay down here by the river for the rest of the day. And also, I think it makes sense because with the 50-mile-an-hour winds, I'm not going to want to be up on top of the ridge tonight with my tarp flapping around in the wind. I figure I'll just roll out my my pad and sleep in one of the shelters down here next to the river, because there aren't any shelters. There is just shelters along here next to the river. There's no other shelters in the park, so I'm thinking that's probably the wise idea. Just the rain doesn't scare me, and the cold that's moving in and snow that's moving in doesn't really scare me at all. But 50-mile-an-hour wind, when you see trees whipping around like that and there's just branches falling all over the place around you, and shoot, there was one time I saw an entire tree fall over, and I don't want that to happen to me. There was a time coming after a camping trip where I saw an entire tree just fall right over as I was driving away in my car. There was another time on a car camping trip. There was this guy that left at like 6 p.m. that night. There was a thunderstorm at 9 p.m. And that morning when we came and looked, there was an entire tree that had fallen exactly where his tent was. So he was very lucky. I don't want that to be me. I think I'll be nice and happy in the shelter, feeling a little more secure. And then once the snow starts rolling in, then I can go have some fun and set my tarp up and stay in my hammock in the snow. Sounds amazing. I'll show you what I'm looking at here. It's so pretty. Imagine that in summer with leaves on it. So we've been slowly climbing, and now there's just little bits of snow here and there. Not a ton, but just occasionally. I saw some pictures from yesterday where one of the roads in was still covered with probably 3 to 5 inches of snow, and so I didn't take that way in. I took kind of like the low route in, kind of coming in from the underside of the place, whereas there's another route in that comes along the top, and the top is pretty high here. And so yeah, that area got a lot of snow recently, and as we climb towards that area, even though it's probably 60 degrees out today and has been like the entire past week, we're just slowly seeing more and more patches of snow. When we started, there was absolutely no snow. I don't know. And yep, that's what we're looking at, folks. Lots of spots for trout fishing. This right here is Pleasant Hollow Shelter. It looks the same as the other one, but it has a better privy. That's a plus, and has a really awesome fire pit. Look at this, it has stuff to grill on. It's huge too, and there's the river right there. And yeah, as you can see, still a little snow around, and I'm in short sleeves, so kind of wild. Right down there, there's some spots where it looks like could be good for trout. Right in front of the shelter, hard to say until I drop the line in, but that's only shelter 2, and I think we're gonna try and make it to I have to look at the map to remember for sure, but I'm thinking I was trying to make it to like shelter 4 or 5 today. So I gotta keep on trucking because it's almost 4 o'clock and the sun will be down in 2 hours. I have not been making great time because I keep on stopping to wet a line, and I stop to eat lunch, and stop to fish some more, and fish some more, and fish some more, stop to take in the views, and so I haven't been getting the best progress here. I've probably only gone, my watch tells me I've gone a little over 5 miles, but it doesn't even feel like I've gone that far. So, oh man, look at that. I could be hammocking right on the, look, in any of these trees. I could be hammocking in any of these trees right next to this. Spot looks incredible. Wow. This shelter is called Dogway Shelter. And you can kind of see the rivers over there. It's called Dogway because, well, the Dogway River, Dogway Creek, runs into this place. Really close to it. Let's see what's up here. What is this? Looks like it's an armband somebody left. And again, some paracord, a plastic fork, bear hang rope, that's nice. And a lighter. That's pretty good. I just saw that and read that. And you know, I feel pretty split on that. I don't personally carve my name into any of the shelters. But it is kind of interesting on the AT. You could see like all the different shelters that people were at. And yeah, I know you can read the trail log. But it's kind of interesting. There's like certain, you know, people have their tags and you can see them, and it's kind of funny. So you can figure out exactly what shelters, and you'll be 500 miles later, you'll be like, oh yeah, that same person was at this same shelter 20 years ago. Or there's like in the privies, there's the trail slop worm. Well, I came up to this, and I was not expecting to have to cross anything, or wade through anything, and it was very cold. It's a bunch of snow melt coming down from the mountains, and whoo, my feet are already numb. Oh, that's chilly. Oh man. Oh, you have no idea how cold that is. Oh. Woo. Woo. Nice. Well, that was fun. That was very unexpected. Oh, wait, hold up. Unless I read the map incorrectly, I might have not have needed to go around that. This might be Dogwood Fork, and the other thing might be, oh no, the other one that said road closed might be the Cranberry, which means I gotta cross that again. Because look at that sign says, is that what we just crossed down there? Actually, you might have just taken us into Dogwood Fork. All right, I gotta look at a map. Well, after conferring with the map, I have most certainly come to the realization that this here is Cranberry, that I just crossed a little bit before, and the river going into it, back over, well, not there, but like there's a little bit right back there going into it. That's Dogway, or Dogwood. You can't really see that. So, yeah, I crossed that ford for literally no reason. And it was cold, and now I gotta do it again. Really, really cold. Like, whoo, whoo. That is really cold. It doesn't feel cold until you're like 3/4 of the way across. And then it just really kicks in. Whew. My toes are pink. Look at this. My dogs, they're not happy about this. Also ignore the blister on it, but my dogs, they're not happy about this. I think it probably goes without saying that I don't like cold showers. I don't like ice baths. And I only do a polar plunge if somebody's daring me to do it. Why does this say road closed? I mean, it's not a road, it's a trail. Alright, this shelter here is House Log Shelter. I'd say I'm about, I'm for sure less than 2 miles away from the shelter that I want to be at now. It looks like that's probably the privy for the shelter, so I'm glad I'm not staying at this shelter. Also, this one's kind of far away from the water. The water's like way through there. You can't even see it in here, so I don't know. So now I understand why they were saying the road is closed. I mean, again, you're not actually allowed to drive cars back in here. It's just bikes you could take back in here. And you know, you can imagine just a bicyclist just going along and then shoop. That would be pretty bad. I have absolutely no clue where the bridge went. There's no remains of it. That's so weird. Well, luckily, there's actually pretty much perfectly positioned rocks to get us all the way across this. So, just got hot. Woo! Almost slipped there, but we're good. All right, onward and upward. Oh, this is Tumbling Rock Shelter, where I'm gonna stay the night tonight. That's the view, that's the privy, and there's the shelter. I just want to show you this. This is so incredible. I'm gonna be sitting in here, sleeping, and looking back at this view. Isn't that nice? Wow. Maybe I'm gonna have to try and catch some trout. I don't think I'm gonna have enough time to actually fiddle out around and see what they actually want, but maybe we can get something working. Somebody left some firewood here too. Decent amount, actually. Huh. Well, my water is just starting to boil, so... Or at least I'm trying to get it to boil. Well, I went to expand the other Sawyer bag, like 1 liter one instead of the 16-ounce one. And I blew on it and got a huge mouthful of incredibly mildewy smelling air. I don't know if that was unhealthy or not. I mean, it was good for the immune system or something. But now I'm stuck using the small one, so filtering is going to take a long time now. I remember the days when this was all we had. Yes, 3 years ago. So I was chomping along. I just stuck the bear hang up. It's actually, well, you can't tell from this angle, but the bear hang is actually considerably away from the tree. Well, let me walk over here to show you exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, see how far the bear hang is away from the actual tree itself? That distance, and then the distance off the ground. That's actually a one of the best hangs that you could do. Because, what is this? Oh, look at that. Is this a tagged tree, or is this just like... I have no clue what's going on there. Anyway, yeah, that's how you're supposed to do a good bear hang. But I was walking back and I was like, what is that? What is that? It's an antler, dude. I was not trying to go shed hunting, but like, I might have to keep that. Strap it on the back of my backpack. So guys, here's the scoop. Basically, I rarely sleep in shelters, but I saw that there was going to be 50-mile-an-hour gusts with like 25, 30-mile-an-hour sustained winds. So I didn't really want to sleep in a hammock and just have like tree limbs falling down all around me, or like trees falling down around me. Or have like my tarp rip or whatever just from that much wind. So I figured I'd stay in the shelter tonight. I did not bring a inflatable pad with me. All I brought is this thin pad right here. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, it's pretty thin. And then I just stuck my underquilt over top of it, hoping that gives me just a tiny bit of insulation. I'm gonna get a lot of sleep no matter what happens tonight. Unless I freeze, but, you know, should get a lot of sleep.